So I used another method to build an SMTP that gives 10/10 score. Right, you can see this is the test right here, and I made use of CyberPanel, and I'm going to show you how to create something like this as well in this video. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So these are the steps that we are going to take to build the SMTP. You make sure you buy your domain. After you buy your domain, you also buy a reputable VPS server, right? Then you connect your domain and VPS IP with Cloudflare. So let me show you how this can be done. I've gotten my domain already, I've gotten my server already, so let me show you how the rest can be done. So once you click on your services, it's going to take you to somewhere like this where you have all your IP address, IP4 and IPv6 address. So from here we are going to proceed. So after you're done with that, the next thing you are going to do is to search on Google for PUTTY download, PUTTY. You can see PUTTY download. So once you search on this, you come to this download PUTTY, then you click on download. Once you download, I've already downloaded it, you download it, then you install it on your PC, right? You install it on your PC. Once you install it on your PC, you come to this search right here. You come to search, then you search for PUTTY. You can see it right here. So you then click on PUTTY. So you need to copy your host name or your IP address. You need to copy it from here. You go back to your Contabo, you copy it and you paste it right here. You can see. So once you paste it, you click on open. You click on open. So right here you can see what we have. Let me extend it. So we have this right now. So once you do that, you need to click on this login as. It's going to bring a prompt. Just click on accept or activate. You understand? You need to accept it or activate it. So the next thing you do is to input root, which is your username, and your password. Something you need to understand about this password is that it is not going to show while you're typing it. So you need to make sure you input the password that you use while registering for your VPS, right? You need to input the password, not the Contabo password. This is your VPS password that you used, that you inputted while selecting your VPS, right? So let me do that right now. So you need to input cloudflare.com on your browser. Once you input cloudflare.com on your browser, it's going to bring you to somewhere like this. You understand? So if you already have a Cloudflare account, you just need to log in, and if you don't have yet, you just need to click on sign up and you go for the free plan, right? You go for the free plan. So I already have a Cloudflare account, so I'm going to click on login. So once you click on login, you can see I've already connected my domain. But what you're going to do is, let me just say, for example, I want to add a new domain entirely, right? So you need to click on add a domain. So you need to input the domain right here. So so this was the domain that we entered the other time. So you need to click on continue. So you can see the domain has already been added because I've already added the domain. So but let me add a domain just to show you how it's going to look like. So it's going to load a page like this, right? So once it loads this kind of page, you click on select the free plan. You select the free plan right here. So you can see it's not able to get anything from the website, you understand. So I'm going to switch back. I'm going to switch back to my own website, but before I do that, you click on this continue activation. So it's going to load this particular thing, so you need to change it on your name server of the domain. So once that is done, there will be a connection, and it's going to propagate within within 2 hours or few minutes. It depends on the kind of name server you're using. So once you're done with that, let me now go back to my DNS. So you come to DNS, then DNS records. So I'll be switching to the correct one, because this second one is not correct. I only use that one for the purpose of this video. So now you would have this active once it has propagated completely, right? The name server has propagated completely. You are going to have this active. So once you have the active, now you're going to start this. You need to add a record, right? This a record, the type is going to be a record. You input ads, then you also input your IPv4 address. And where would you go get that one? You go to your Contabo, the VPS that you got, you copy it, then you paste it right here on your IPv4 address. You turn off the proxy status, then you click on save. Then you add a new record as well, still the a type, then you input a name. You can call it any name, whether server, mail, but I would prefer using mail. You also input the same IPv4 address again. You turn off your proxy status, then you click on save. So once you have these two connected, then you go back to your PuTTY. So here we are on our PuTTY. So we need to correct our address on PuTTY to the address of the name server that we created, which is this mail.bcgroup.com, right? So for you to know that, once you check my blog, the blog that is attached to the description of this video, you are going to see all the input prompts that you are going to use, right? All the input prompts you are going to use. So this is going to be the first prompt, host name. I just type host name. So you can see that the host name we have right here is vm blah 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 contable-server.net. So it is not correlating to the BC group. So we need to correct this. We need to change everything. So follow me as I do that. So these are the prompts we are going to be using for our propagation, right? So you need to use this command, and mind you, if you want to get this command, make sure you check the description. You are going to see my blog right there that shows everything about this video, right? So you'll be able to see the commands right there as well. So you can see this sudo hostname, set hostname, your hostname. So this hostname is the hostname that we set on our Cloudflare right here. So let me go back to PuTTY. So I will need to change it to my hostname, which is the mail.bcgroup.com. So I am going to copy it and paste it on PuTTY. So you need to note something. If you copy anything I want to paste on PuTTY, you cannot use Ctrl+V, because Ctrl+V doesn't work on PuTTY. You understand? So what you just do is you right click. You can see once you right click, it's going to paste automatically. Then you hit enter. So I've right clicked twice. That was why it's pasted this thing twice, so you need to be careful of that. You can see too many arguments, so let me just right click. You can see the same mistake, so let me delete it. So you only right click once, you can see it, then you hit enter. So once it brings this, so once you're done with that, you need to copy and paste the next command, which is this sudo nano, right? You also right click just once, then you hit enter. So once you have this, you're going to see this. You will need to replace this. You can see this VMI24 whatever server.net. You need to replace it with your own host name, right? So let us do the scroll. So you need to scroll with your system buttons, which is your control buttons. So you need to scroll right here. You can see, then you backspace. So you backspace and make sure you type your own host name. So replace it. Make sure you make no mistake. You need to be very careful. So you can see my host name right here is the same as my host name right here, which is mail.bcgroup.com. You can see it. So you won't be changing the second one because it's the username, so you won't be changing it. So once you're done, you need to press Ctrl X, right? Then you type Y, then you hit enter. So you can see everything's already done. So for you to now check or to be sure if this is already correct, if your host name has been set correctly, you need to copy this host name, or you type host name to check if the host name has been changed. So you can see my host name is now mail.bcgroup.com. That means it's already corrected, right? It's already corrected, and that is it. You can see it's mail.bcgroup.com. That means my host name is now correct. So the next we are going to do is we need to go back to our Contabo to change the reverse DNS of our host name to the correct host name that we've input into the server. So we need to copy the host name, which is this. Let's go back to our Contabo. So we are back to Contabo right here. So we need to go to reverse DNS. So this is actually depending on the provider you're using. Every provider has a reverse DNS management where you can change everything. So we need to come to edit right here and change the reverse DNS, save, change for IPv6 as well, then save. So we need to wait for a few minutes or hours to allow this to propagate successfully, right? So it might take a few times for it to propagate and funnel down to this host name. So since that is done, we need to come back to our CyberPanel to install our CyberPanel, right? For the whole configuration. So we need to go to the next command, copy the next command, which is this sudo apt update. So we paste it right here, right? Make sure you don't paste it twice, then click on enter. So you need to wait for it to update successfully. So once it is done successfully, you can see done right here. So once it is done successfully, you need to copy and paste the prompt for installing CyberPanel itself. So you copy it, copy, then you paste. So once you do that, you click on enter. So you need to see that the CyberPanel is already installing right here. I need to wait for it to install successfully. So once it brings this particular prompt, you need to type 1, hit enter. You need to type 1 again and hit enter. So you need to type Y, hit enter. Then you need to type N and hit enter. So once it gets here, you need to click enter. So once you get to this point, you need to type Y and hit enter. You need to type Y again and hit enter. You can see it right here. So this one as well, you need to type Y and hit enter. So you can see the CyberPanel is already installing right now. So you need to wait for it to install successfully. Now you can see our CyberPanel is installed successfully. You can see it. Everything is installed successfully. And right here is going to show the username and the password and also the website to visit right here. So you can copy it and save it somewhere. So once you install it successfully, you need to copy the address, right? You need to copy the address and paste it in your browser. Let me paste it. Then you click on enter. So it's going to bring this kind of prompts that your connection is not private. Then you click on advanced, proceed. So you need to proceed. So you can see it's already loading. So once it brings this, you need to input the username and the password that it also brought out, or the password that you set if you actually set password yourself. So let me do. Now I have the username and the password inputted already, and this language should be set to English or depending on your language. So you need to sign in. So you click on the sign in button. After you click on the sign in button, it's going to bring you to a dashboard like this. You can see the dashboard right here. So before we set up our SMTP, we need to do one more thing on our POTI, right, on our server configuration. So let us go back. So you are going to notice that it says if your provider has a network level firewall, please make sure you have opened following ports for both in and out. So we are going to open our ports, the port 25, port 587 and port 465 for our SMTP. So for us to be able to open all these ports for our SMTP, we need to use these commands right here, right? So before we proceed, we need to close this. We need to close this POTI right here and open it all over again. Okay, so we need to open it. So here we are. We input our host name. We click on open. We log in, root, and we input our password. Don't forget, while typing the password does not show. You just need to make sure you type the correct password and click on enter. So you can see we have the whole thing open again. So let me extend this. So now let's open the port by copying and pasting all these commands. So we copy one after the other, copy, paste, enter. We wait for it to complete. You can see the first one is completed. We copy the second command again. We paste by right clicking. Copy. We click on enter. So that one is also installed. We copy the next command, copy, we right click again, press enter. We copy the next one for the 587 configuration. Okay, there's a mistake. I pasted it twice, so let me delete the. Okay, that is done. So let me copy the next one, copy, then paste. So make sure you don't paste twice, you only right click once. Done. So we copy the next command, copy, paste, enter. We copy the next command, paste, enter. We copy the next one, so we make sure you don't do that twice. Copy the next command, copy, enter. So we have two more commands left. Copy the next one, enter. Proceed with operation Y. Click on Y, enter. You copy the next command, copy, you paste. So you can see all the SMTP ports are already allowed right here, 25, 587 and 465. And we also have for the V61, V62 and V63. We also have the allow in and the allow out. So all the ports are already configured successfully. This simply means that our SMTP is now configured to receive and to send out emails. So we need to go back to our CyberPanel, then we create website. So to do that, we need to click on this website. We click on create websites. So you need to select default, select admin, then we need to input the domain name. So you need to go back to your domain name. So you copy your domain name. This is our domain name right here. Then you input the domain name here. You also input your email, and this is not actually compulsory. You can leave it as blank. So let me just put an email. So you need to select the latest PHP version. So once you're done with that, you need to click on create mail domain and create website. So you can see it is done, it is installed successfully. So we need to create a subdomain to match our name server. So we need to create subdomains right here, sites. We need to install SSL. So you need to scroll down right here and come to manage SSL. So you need to select the domain right here and click issue SSL. So you can see SSL issued for bcgroup.com. It has been issued for the domain. So once you're done with that, you need to come to hostname SSL. So we need to issue SSL for the subdomain as well. So we need to select this and issue SSL as well. Now you can see we have that as well, SSL issued. You can now access this. So we have the SSL issued for our subdomain as well right here. So we need to also issue SSL certificates for the mail server. So let us come to mail server, click on advanced, proceed. So you need to select this, then issue SSL. So you can see SSL issued. Your mail server now uses Let's Encrypt, right? So the SSL has been issued for the mail server as well. So now we need to go back to our Cloudflare to set up our subdomain and also make everything intact. So we need to come to DNS. So we add a new record, and in this record we add www, and we had our IPv4 address right here. You turn this proxy status off, then save. Once that is done, you add a new record again. We input www. Our add-on domain, then we select the IPv4 address as well, then we save again. So you can see we have all this set up already. So the next thing we do is we add the MX record. So we come to type and we scroll to MX right here. So we input ads, and here we input mail.yourdomainname.com. So this is our domain name. Let me just copy it and paste it right here. So you set the priority to 10, then you save. You can see everything is already intact, then save. So our MX record is already set up successfully. So the next thing we do is we add our DKIM record. So we need to go back to our server, right? So we need to come to DNS, click add or delete records. Then we need to select the main domain. We need to come to TXT. Here we are. Right, so the one we want to focus on right here is this DKIM right here that we're going to focus on. So we need to copy the default key right here, default._domain key. That's what we are going to focus on. We need to head back to Cloudflare, add record. We need to select the TXT value. TXT, we paste this right here, and we go back to our name, our server. We copy this, we copy the value, we return back to our Cloudflare, we paste the value, and we have to make sure to remove every quotes, every double quotes. We are going to remove it. Anywhere you see double quotes, it has to be removed. You can see I am deleting the double quotes already, so we don't have any double quotes right here anymore. Then we need to save. So once we remove all the quotation mark, then we click on save. So we are going to add other records, the SPF record and the DMARC record. So you need to come to this website, spfwizard.com, and you need to input your domain name right here. So let me copy the domain name. So I need to paste it. So this is the domain name. So we need to click on yes for this, yes for this. So we scroll down. So if you are going to set up any other domain, any other sending domain for your SMTP, you need to add them here. So in my own case, I'm going to be setting 9 other domain SMTP, right, for my own domain, for my sending domain. So I need to add them right here. Mail 1 dot. So you're going to separate it with a space. Let me copy it. The next one is going to be mail 2, mail 3, mail 4, mail 5, mail 6, mail 7, mail 8, mail 9. Then I have all the domains I want to use for my sending domains already. So right here you need to copy your IP, your VPS IP address, and paste it here. Let us copy that. I already saved that. So you need to go back to your Cloudflare. You can come to your Cloudflare to copy it. This is it right here. Copy. Then you paste it. The next thing here is to enter any hosts which can send or relay mail for this domain. So we need to copy this and remove the 1 right there. So once this is done, so you need to select this. How stringent should SPF aware? Make it neutral. You can see. So now scroll up, you now copy this SPF record right here without the quotation mark. So let us copy it without the quotation mark. So now let us head back to Cloudflare and create a TXT record right here. Add, then paste. You can see there is no quotation mark. Then we need to save. So we have our SPF record created already. Now our next record to create is the DMARC record. So we need to go to this website, DMARC Guide Global CyberAlliance.org. You're going to see the link in the description below. So you need to input your domain name right here. So let me copy my domain, then paste. I've pasted my domain right here. Then I will click on next. So you can see that we have our SPF already integrated. So our DMARC record is what we want to integrate right now. So all what we just need to do is to click on DMARC guide. So we input our domain, we click on next. You can see it right there. So once we are done with that, we just need to click on next. We need to leave everything as blank. Next, leave this as blank. Next, leave this as blank as well. Next, then we need to scroll down. We leave everything as default, then finish. So here we have our DMARC record generated for us right here. So now let us head back to Cloudflare, and we need to copy this underscore DMARC right here. This is our Cloudflare add record txt. The name is going to be underscore DMARC. Then we go back to our DMARC guide. Then we need to copy this DMARC generated code. We need to copy it without the quotation mark. We need to be careful with that. Without the quotation mark, we go back to our Cloudflare. Then we paste it in our contents. So you click on save once you are done with the configuration. So we are done with your configuration right here. So now we need to go back to our CyberPanel dashboard, which is this. This is our CyberPanel dashboard right here. So now we need to create email. So we need to come to the dashboard of email right here. We click on create email. We wait for it to load. Select website. We need to select the bcgroup.com. The username, we can just put info, depending, you put the username of the email you want to create. You also input your password right here. So let me quickly input my password. And make sure you save all your credentials. It's very, very important. So once you're done with that, you need to click create email. So you can see we have it created already. So you come to list emails. Under this list emails panel, you select the domain. Then you scroll down. This is where you can see your SMTP servers. You understand, if you want to connect with any server at all to send out your emails or to send out bulk email, this is where you see your SMTP server. This is the IMAP and this is the POP3. You can see it right here. So the next, let us access our webmail so we can send out email and test our email sending. So you click on the access. You can see what I clicked on right here, access webmail. So it's going to take us right here. So you need to input your username and the password you created while generating the email. This is the username, and let me also input the password. So you can sign in. So now we are able to sign in successfully, and you need to set up name and label. Right, so you can set up different things right here, signature, your reply to, and so on and so forth. So you can just save that. So this is now where you now send out your email. So let us go to Google and search for mail tester. Let's search for mail tester. So we use our mail tester right here. So now we send a test message. Let us copy this email, go back to our sender, new message. The two, we paste our sending email. So we can just input our subjects, test email, and we input our message body right here. Then we click on send. So after it is sent successfully, we go back to our mail tester right here and we click on check your score. So you can see we have 10 over 10 score rates, whereby everything is complete. So that is how wonderful it is. Also, don't forget to send us a DM either on Telegram or WhatsApp if you want us to build a bulletproof SMTP for you with a dedicated server. So bye guys.